So let's get this straight. I gave myself a chance this morning to feel some other things, to let... I don't know what I'm doing. No, that doesn't work either. Fuck it, whatever. To let grief be experienced. Because I don't want to deny that ego exists. I don't want to deny that emotions are happening. But it is important to me to bring it back to this realization that nothing has gone wrong. Nothing has gone wrong. In fact, everything is going right. Everything is going right. People may see that and believe that in different ways. But descending into outrage, descending into fear, that's the test, right? That's the test, that's the challenge, is not to do that. This is pushing all of us one way or another into realizing that the external world does not have control over you. The external world neither provides nor prevents your peace, your joy, your stability, your well-being, your abundance. It doesn't. It has nothing to do with it. There is no power there. There's no power in politics. There's no power in government. There's no power in any of it. Not to help or to hinder us. There is no savior outside of you. There is no devil outside of you. Nothing can harm you. You are in total control. This is your kingdom, and you are the ruler, right? Nobody elected into a position of power has control over you. Don't permit them that influence. Don't put them on a pedestal. Don't put horns on their head. Don't permit them influence over you, positive or negative. Don't give your power away. Nothing you feel is because of anything outside of you. Nothing that happens is because of anything outside of you. It's all in here. And one way or another, this election is pushing us to that realization, because it's time for us to claim our power. It's time for us to be done with politics and to realize self-sovereignty, self-governance. You want direct democracy? This is it, right here. And it's time for that. And yes, my belief, my feeling, my understanding is that as this happens internally, the changes we will see reflected externally will involve the dissolution of capitalism, the dissolution of imperialist practices, the dissolution of statism altogether. It's not because any of those things are bad. It's because they appear to me fundamentally incompatible with the natural order of the universe, because they are based upon the old paradigm that requires a perception of hierarchy and competition, as well as lack of resources. That's why we're competing for resources, and the better that we compete, the higher we are on the hierarchy. That kind of thinking is driven by the illusion and feeds the illusion itself. It's driven by ego. It's a fundamental misperception, misunderstanding of what is actually happening in reality. And so it goes against the grain of the universe. And as we spiritually awaken, that illusion starts to fall away. We start to perceive the oneness of all, the interconnectivity of all, that there is no hierarchy, there is no competition, there is cooperation. We are a cooperative network that is continually seeking evolution and homeostasis. That is natural, and that takes place naturally. And when we realize this and we connect within ourselves, and we realize that in our choice to connect to ourselves, we naturally fall into alignment with order, cooperative. We understand that there is no requirement for outside rulership. We stop looking for it. We stop placing the power outside of ourselves. We claim personal authority, self-sovereignty. I am the ruler of myself. And we stop trying to enact that power over anyone else because we realize that's not my place. It is not the place of any to rule over another. There is none above anyone else. No gods before me. And that is true for every instance of me. Every me making that statement in reference to self is speaking truth. We are being pushed into the place of realization of that in a radical way. And so I feel appreciation. I'm very aware ego is doing things in me. And I want to acknowledge that. I am not here to pretend that I'm a saint. That I am beyond emotion, that I'm beyond the experience of ego. I'm not. But it is my desire to become increasingly aware of it. That has been my desire for some time. And so I'm not trying to uproot it. I'm not trying to kill it. I'm just trying to recognize it and not allow it to drive me, not allow it to dictate my actions. I don't want to be ashamed of it. That's ego too. I don't want to shame it and put it in a box, shove it in the corner and say, you're not allowed to feel those things, because we're a spiritual person now. Spiritual people don't get upset about stuff, and they always see only the good in every situation. They never experience any other reaction or disturbance within themselves, and we're a spiritual person now. So we don't do that stuff. That's a bunch of fucking bullshit. That's all ego. That's all ego. I am having a human experience, and that includes an egoic identity. And I'm aware that it's not me, but it is created by me. And it's a part of being in this world. It's not a mistake. There are no mistakes. So I don't want to put ego in the corner. I want it to be on display with the awareness, the recognition that it is ego. But I'm not ashamed to have that, to experience that. Ultimately, I'm just grateful. I'm grateful. I'm still feeling lots of things up and down. But it's pushing me again and again to choose joy, drop it, just forget, it doesn't matter. None of this matters. It's totally fucking irrelevant. None of this is relevant to my joy. None of this is relevant to my well-being, because nothing external is. Those things are unconditional. My desire is just to know my unconditional being more and more clearly. That's all this is doing. It doesn't matter what the conditions are. I am unconditional in my joy, in my love. I want to experience joy, and so I do. I tap into it, I choose it, I shift my focus there. If I'm on a topic that is not supporting my joy, then I get off that topic. I get off that topic. Ego doesn't always want that, and I acknowledge that. But it can't stop me either. We've all been living with a dictator in our brain. None of this is any different. We've all been living with this dictatorial voice telling us what to feel. And we're learning that that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the voice says. I get to choose how I feel. I get to refocus myself into joy just because I want to. It doesn't matter what the voice is saying. It doesn't matter what the voice in here or out there is saying. I get to choose. And why would I not choose joy? Sometimes I forget that I have that power. That's really the only reason, is that I've practiced, I have momentum this other direction. But I'm practicing something different now, and I'm building momentum. I am building momentum in the direction of joy, consistently choosing to return to it, to return to peace time and time again. And yeah, it took a lot of suffering. It took a lot of suffering to finally get sick of it and say, I can't wait anymore. I am choosing peace now. I'm choosing to just fucking have it. I'm choosing to become it. I'm not looking for it to happen outside of me. I am becoming the peace that I seek. I am becoming the joy that I seek. Internally, I am becoming that experience. You are everything. That's not just things, that's experiences. You are everything that you desire. You are joy, you are love, you are abundance, you are well-being and security and stability. Choose to be that. Choose to just embody that. It doesn't mean you do a thing. Whatever emerges from that, fine, whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. Be joy. And see what happens. It doesn't matter what happens. It matters that you are being joy. That's your experience. That's the control. That's the power that you have. A lot of times being joy, I'm just sitting. Certainly a lot of times being peace, I'm sitting still. I'm looking at the sky, I'm looking around, I'm looking at nothing in particular. Nothing is happening. I'm just being the state that I desire. Because it feels good, because that's what I want. No questions, no achievements, no whatever. This is our task now. Be the peace that you seek. Be the joy that you desire. Be the love that you are. The love that you want to experience. Experience it. Allow it. Invite it in. Tap into it. Give it to yourself. It's right there. There is nothing stopping it. And it has nothing to do with the external world whatsoever. The external world does not cause or prevent an obstacle to your internal experience. Your world is your own. That's it. That's all I got. Let everything be felt. It's not a bad thing to feel, and we are safe, we are stable. Just hold that within the awareness too. Instead of getting swept up in an emotion, just acknowledge, recognize, keep in the awareness as it's being felt that everything is as it should be. Everything is okay. You're safe. You're safe. You're secure. You can create a container internally. Giving that emotion space and realizing, recognizing there's resistance here, there's whatever here, I'm not judging it, I'm allowing it, everything is safe, everything is stable. I cannot buck this current of well-being. Everything is well, everything is working out for me, everything is working out for all of us. Everything I desire is right here, I am provided for, I'm taken care of, I am safe. And I can choose right now to drop anything that seems like it's keeping me from joy and just go directly into it. I can drop the bullshit. I can just make the radical choice to feel good right now for no reason. Just feel good. What a radically empowering decision that is. I'm going to feel good for no good reason. That's it. That's the practice. That's where I'm at. I'm also quite tired, so yeah. Anyway, have a wonderful evening. All is really well. I know you know this. I know you know this. I love you. Take it easy.